Think back to the first time you loaded into a Call of Duty lobby. The countdown starts, your friends are talking, everybody is just trying to pick the perfect class, and you know you're going to spend the next few hours just saying one more game. For millions of players, Call of Duty wasn't just another game, it was what you look forward to. Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops 2. Those games created moments people still talk about over a decade later. But somewhere along the way, gaming changed. A lot of players started saying the same thing. Games just don't hit like they used to. And now, with an older Call of Duty games coming back into the spotlight, Battlefield trying to return to what made it special, and gamers begging developers to bring back fun. It feels like something is happening. We might be seeing the return of the golden era of gaming, but is that actually true? Or are we just remembering the past better than it really was? Let's talk about why old Call of Duty was so loved, why modern gaming feels different, and whether bringing back the old school style could save gaming. There's a reason people still talk about old Call of Duty games, and I don't think it's only nostalgia. Yes, people miss being younger, they miss playing after school, they miss having fewer responsibilities, but that doesn't explain why people still go back and play these games years later. The games themselves were different. When you loaded up Black Ops 2, everything was built around getting you into a match and having fun. The menus, they were simple, the progression actually made sense, the gameplay was the main focus. You weren't logging on because you needed to finish challenges before a season ended. You weren't checking a store every day. You were logging on because the game was just fun. And that sounds obvious, but that is what a lot of people feel like is missing today. Black Ops 2 is probably one of the best examples. The maps were unforgettable. The Raid, Standoff, Hijacked, and Nuketown, almost every map had its own personality. You could play them hundreds of the time and still enjoy them. And the weapons were the same way. The MSMC, the AN-94, the DSR, the M8A1, everyone had their favorite gun. And that's important because when people remember these games, they remember specific things. They remember the guns, the maps, the moments, and that's how you know a game left an impact. Something else that made old COD special was the community. The lobbies were completely different. You would play against people, talk trash, have funny conversations, and maybe even make a friend. Then the next game would start and you'd see the same players again. There was almost like a rivalry. You wanted another chance against the guy who beat you. Today, a lot of multiplayer games feel different. You finish a match, the lobby disappears, and you start over with completely new players. That small change took away something people didn't realize they loved. The randomness, the stories, the funny moments, and gaming used to feel like you were actually playing with people. And I think that's a huge reason why players miss that era. And another thing is that back in the day, we didn't have party chat. So we would all be in the same lobby. And I know you guys know, especially when Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 came out, the trash talk in the lobbies of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 were insane. But I think a big reason of that is because no one had party chat. We all had to go into game chat and talk to everyone. I mean, it was just completely different. And it wasn't only multiplayer either. Look at Call of Duty Zombies. The reason people still talk about older Zombies experiences because it felt special. Players were trying to solve the Easter eggs, finding secrets, learning maps, arguing about theories. Every new map felt like an event. You weren't just playing a mode, you were exploring something. The amount of memories people have from Zombies shows how much personality those games had. And that's the word I keep coming back to, personality. Older games weren't perfect. They had problems. They had annoying weapons. They had glitches. They had things that would never fly today. But people forgave those problems because the games were fun. And now you go to Zombies and the Easter egg, the Black Ops tells you how to do the Easter egg. It's not like how it was back in the day where you literally you had to figure it out on your own or you had to look up a video. You couldn't just go into the game and play on a mode that tells you, step by step on how to beat the Easter egg. Now, I don't want this video just to be old, good, new, bad, because that's not true. Modern games have done a lot of amazing things. Graphics are better, updates are bigger, games can last longer. There are things today we couldn't even imagine back then, but at the same time, a lot of players feel like something was lost. Sometimes games feel designed around keeping you online instead of making sure you're having fun, like the battle passes, the daily challenges, the limited time events, constant grinding, and everything just wants your attention. And after a while, playing can start feeling like a checklist. Older games were just simple. You played because you wanted to get better, you wanted a higher prestige, you wanted a crazy clip, and you wanted to beat your friends. and the motivation just came naturally. But this is why right now is actually really exciting, because it feels like players are making their voices heard. People want games that bring back that feeling. They want competition, they want communities, and they want games to create moments. And we're starting to see more conversations about bringing back what worked. Classic Call of Duty getting attention again proves something. These games mattered, and the crazy part is, a game from over 10 years ago can still create more excitement than some of the brand new releases. That should tell developers something. The future doesn't have to be copy and paste, but it can learn from it. Bring back memorable maps, bring back fun progression, bring back reasons to play besides unlocking the next item, and that's how gaming gets exciting again. So, can old Call of Duty actually save gaming? Well, not by itself. One game coming back won't fix everything, but what it represents might. It reminds everyone why they started gaming in the first place, having fun, competing, laughing with friends, making memories. That's what made the golden era special. And maybe the next golden era doesn't happen because we go backwards. Maybe it happens because developers finally remember what made those games great. But I want to know what you think. Are games finally making a comeback? Are we all just chasing nostalgia? Comment what Call of Duty gave your best memories. And if you enjoy talking about the future of gaming, subscribe because there's a lot to talk about.